Stop jumping on me. Why are you doing that?
Having a bad dog day?
Rex, come back here.
From police dogs to pet dogs, from potty training to pet peeves, #1 best-selling author and 30-year canine trainer Andy Falco knows how to get to the meat of what's eating your dog. This is Falco Canine Dog Talk, the show that helps you and your dog create a relationship of love and respect.
What a good boy. Good heel, Rex. I love you, Rex.
And now here's your host, Andy Falco.
Hello, my friends. This is Andy, or Falco Canine Academy's Train the Dog Trainer podcast and Falco Canine Dog Talk. I hope you're having a great day. I just got off the road. I've been traveling just a little bit. Went to San Diego and then to New Mexico for a few days and finally got back. So, all of it is related to either marketing or dogs. So I love it. The only reason I bring it up is because I want you to have the same thing. I want you to have the same opportunity of traveling, getting paid to travel, getting paid to teach about the thing that you love. And it really is a good living when you can do the thing that you love. And it makes it so much easier because in so many cases I'm teaching things that I'm passionate about. I'm teaching things that I just simply know because I have been doing them for a long period of time. Or in relationship to marketing, I've completely immersed myself in understanding and knowing as much as I can about the new way of marketing in our new world with video and social media and all the tools and things that go along with it. And that's good news for you because that means that at least the information that I'm giving you is relevant and fresh, depending on when you're listening to us. If you're listening to this 10 years from now, then maybe not. But at least for now, 2017, we're coming up on the end of the year. So, I'm planning on continuing on with these things. So that's what's good news for you is that as I'm out teaching, I'm learning. And hearing other speakers and other people talk about, what it is that they do and how they do it, and I'm able to pass those things on. So, in this particular episode, I want to talk about who is your perfect customer, and I've talked about this a great deal. I've had webinars about it. I've done Facebook Lives about it, but I want to make sure and add it to this podcast, even though you may have heard me talk about it before, and so it may be important for you to listen to this, just in case you have forgotten something about understanding who your perfect customer is. And so, first of all, let's talk about why it's important to know who your perfect customer is. Well, for years, as a dog expert, and even in the beginning when I wasn't necessarily an expert, but I was a dog trainer and getting paid to be a dog trainer, my thought back then, and I clearly remember somebody even asking me, well, who's your customer? And I said, well, anybody who has a dog. And I really believe that everybody who had a dog, no matter whether it was a police dog, a detection dog, a pet dog, a service dog, a search and rescue dog, they all were my customer. That's who I was marketing to. And wrong. I could have never been so wrong in my entire life because nothing that I did marketed really to a specific person, a group, or anything like that. It was my website didn't speak to my pet dog audience. My police fans or my police followers or students may have liked my website, but it also wasn't. It also spoke to pet dogs, right? So I also had things that talked about pet dog training, and so when people would visit the site for whatever reason, I don't believe that they were able to understand that they were in the right place, right? They were in a place that could be the right place because they did see some stuff that related to what it is they want, but it didn't entirely speak, and they were afraid, So if the pet dog people came, they saw all this police dog stuff with Malinois and German Shepherds and Dutch Shepherds, biting and chasing bad guys. And they go, well, I just want my dog not to pee in the house, and I don't know how to do that. But he says that it says pet dog training on here, and they were confused. So, and so were other people, right? And that's how I found out about it. And then you had the police people coming and going, well, God, he has a lot of stuff on here about pet dog training. Maybe he's not serious about police dogs. Maybe he's not serious about, the service dog industry or what it is that I need, because he's also doing these other things, and I'm confused as to what it is that I should read and do. So not knowing who your market is, not knowing who your perfect customer is, it can be confusing to anybody visiting your Facebook page, your Pinterest, your what have you. And I still think there is some of that confusion with me, because it is hard for me to focus on one or another, because I do so many things. And I'm going to come back to that in just a moment. So, there can be the confusion, right? It's much better, I think, to be In-N-Out Burger, where it's very clear. When I go to In-N-Out Burger, I know I'm getting a burger and some fries and a drink, probably an iced tea or some water, right? I know. And I'm not going to get there and be confused by the menu. I have gone to burger joints, what we would call a burger joint, and confused by the menu, and looking at it and go, God, now I don't know what I want, because there's so many things I can't make a decision. And no matter what I do, I end up getting something and wished I would have got something else, right? But when I go to In-N-Out Burger, I know what I'm getting. When I look at another table, I'm looking at their burger and thinking, I think nothing, because I have the same thing. There's no confusion when I'm in In-N-Out Burger, right? You can say the same thing for a few other places. Maybe Chick-fil-A, right? Chick-fil-A does have some other things, but they're fairly closely related, so there's not that much confusion. So by knowing who your market is and who your perfect customer is, you know that you're going to be reaching a specific person. The thing that stops people, and what stopped me early on, is that by not saying that I'm my market or my customer is anybody who has a dog, is that my thought process and my belief was I didn't want to not have somebody think that they were in the right place, right? So by not focusing, I was doing just the opposite. My belief system was that, well, I need to leave my doors open for anybody that has a dog. And no, I was actually having the opposite effect. I was losing more people because I wasn't understanding of who I was marketing to and what I was doing. And so the exact opposite was occurring based on my lack of understanding of how important it is to narrow down who your audience and perfect customer is. So, what I was told one day about 5 years ago on a stage in front of about 200 or 300 people on something called a hot seat, I was at a marketing seminar, conference type of thing. A gentleman by the name of Mike Koenigs, a beautiful woman by the name of Pam Hendrickson, and another man by the name of Ed Rush and Paul Culligan, all experts in the marketing area, social media, consultation, businesses, looked at my website and said, we don't understand who it is you're marketing to. Is it pet dog people? Yeah. Is it police dog? Yeah. Is it? Yeah. And whatever. And they go, no, that's not. You need to, if you're going to market to pet people, you need to market to pet people. And then they asked me, well, who's your perfect customer? And I go, I've never thought about that before. And it took me a while to remember who my perfect customer was. And at that time, and probably still is, a woman by the name of Sally Frost came to mind. And she's heard me tell her story hundreds of times. So I'm sure that and we've talked about it. So I'm sure I have her permission to name her. But she literally was one of my perfect customers. No matter what it is I did, she was interested. Now, maybe she might not take the class, but she did take many of them. But she ended up becoming a trainer for us. She ended up, being in most of my classes. She ended up going to Las Vegas, where I was interviewing Super Zoo attendees, which is a trade show for pets. And so, needless to say, she loved everything I did, right? I even featured her on shows because of how perfect she was. And so what they told me, now back to San Diego, Mike and Pam and Ed and Paul, was that that's who you need to keep in mind when you're building your website, when you're creating copy for your emails, when you're creating copy for your blogs, when you're creating your videos, is that you need to have the picture of that person on your mind when you're creating stuff. And there's going to be some marketers that are going to disagree. They're going to say, well, no, you don't want to give them a name, blah, blah, blah. But for me, this is what worked for me. You can find variations of this thought process, but you need to have that understanding. Now, to add to that, and what I've added later, is that I need to know my perfect customer and those people that are like her that actually buy, right? I need to know who that person is, the person who actually buys. And that's I need to have my colors, my color scheme. I need to have my logo. I need to have my website, the information that you see on my website, my Facebook page, my Pinterest, my snaps, my whatever, to be attracted to that person. And it is really, really important. Not to you. That's the other thing that I learned, is that my website was based on what I liked and what I wanted, not based on who I was marketing to. And so you can believe that what it is that you have going on and the things that you created and all that kind of stuff is fantastic, but it means nothing if it doesn't speak to the people that it's intended to market to and who's going to spend money and buy the stuff that you're having. So what I would encourage you to do, and there's a couple places you could probably find this on my Facebook page. Maybe find it, maybe the Facebook Live TV show. If you look in files on the left-hand side of that Facebook page and click on that, you might be able to find a template. I should actually find out where that is, because I do have it in a number of places. But you can. It's easy enough to be done yourself, or maybe it's a Create a Launch a Profit Facebook page that has a template that just says these are the questions you need to know. You need to know. You're going to need to find out who your perfect customer is. Now, if you've never had a perfect customer, you're going to have to make one up and give them a name, at least in the way that I do things. So know their name. Know what they look like. Know what they like to eat. Know what they like to watch on television. Know where they like to go on vacation. Are they married? Do they have children? What are their hobbies? What kind of maybe even music they like to play? Where do they shop? What is their income? Where do they live, if I didn't say that already? In my case, what kind of dog do they have? What is their interest about dogs? What is it they like about dogs? What is it they hate about dogs? Right? Maybe there's something that you can identify that those are the people that whatever they hate, that's going to be something you're going to market to. Do you hate it when your dog does blah, like jump on you? Do you hate it when your dog, as you're trying to feed the dog, when it doesn't knock the bowl out of your hand, right? So you can get a lot of things by asking them what it is they hate about whatever it is that you are marketing to. What they hate about chiropractors, what they hate about dentists, what they hate about social media experts, what they hate about website creators, what they hate about jewelry creators, right? So you can pick whatever it is. But in relationship to dogs, what is it they don't like about their dog? What is it they don't like about other people's dogs? What is it they don't like about the last trainer they attended? And so you're going to find stuff that you're going to now use in your blogs. Don't you hate it when trainers do blah? And it'll be whatever it is that person told you that they don't like. And it's going to attract more of those people that love or potentially will love what it is you do and have paid you in the past and will probably and most likely pay you in the future, right? And so by understanding that, everything you do is going to be more attractive to those people. Get out of your mind that you need to market to everybody because you're afraid of marketing to no one. That is the exact opposite. What is the truth? If you try to market to everybody, you're going to market to no one. That is the truth. If you narrow down to a specific group of people or a like type of person, you're going to market to way more people. You're going to get more people to spend money on you and your products and your services. And that is what has been found to be the truth over many, many years of marketing. And what I've read in marketing books, in success books, is this one thing is common. And that is if you know who it is that is going to buy what it is that you have to offer, and you understand them and notice what they like and don't like, you're going to have a much better opportunity of selling them what it is you have to offer. So your to-do thing, your to-do task, I guess, is to get out a piece of paper or go on the computer. I would suggest writing it by hand because it tends to work out a little bit better. Then you can take what you wrote by hand and type it into some document that can be saved on your computer. So you can look at it. So you can tape it on your wall. You can put it on your desk so that you can read it as you're creating copy, or you look at it before it is you create something, or create a picture or take a picture of your perfect customer and put it on your computer or near your computer so you can look at it when you begin to create something or write something or do a blog or do a post or do a podcast like I'm doing today. Have that person visible and aware, at least on your mind. You be aware of them, of their presence as you're creating something. And you're going to be more likely to create more people like them, you want to be careful at not taking the money of people that you know is not your perfect customer. If you know for sure somebody does not fit into that picture and those parameters, be careful about taking their money or discounting because you just simply want all these people on your list and in your database. And as customers, there's some customers I promise you don't want. I've had them. And still have some I'm dealing with today because maybe even at a desperate time, I took on a customer that I knew was wrong for Falco Canine Academy, that was wrong for Andy Falco Jimenez. I knew they were wrong. And yet I took their money anyway because I thought that the money was more important than the understanding that they did not fit into what it is that I wanted as a customer. That is more important than their money, strangely enough, because you will have more money if you have more people that love what it is you do, that desire the next thing you're going to do just based on what it is that they know about you and what you've delivered in the past, and that you speak to them and they're attracted to you and they're attracted to your attractive character. And so by doing that, you're going to be far happier. You're going to have far less returns or times that you're going to have to reimburse somebody's money. Because even when you fail, even when you have a hiccup, they're less likely to ask for the money back because you've met their challenge, you've met their needs. So many other times they're more forgiving of the times that you don't. All right, so take the time to figure out who your perfect customer is. Take the time to write it out on paper. Stop trying to market to everybody. If you're a chiropractor and listening to this by chance, I know it's a dog training thing, but if you're a chiropractor, maybe you're doing this as another business. So if your other business is chiropractic dentistry, you don't market as a chiropractor to everybody that's in pain, right? Only market to those people that are in pain that you're attracted to and they're attracted to you. If you're a dentist, don't market to everybody that has teeth. Because not everybody that has teeth has money. Not everybody that has teeth are people that you can get along with and want to maybe even spend time with them, even if they weren't spending money with you. Right? That's perfect, right? When you can have somebody as a customer that you just like, you would even like hanging out with, even if they weren't a customer. And you may or may not have a policy against that you would not hang. And that's perfectly fine. And I probably think that that's best, right? That you don't want to date your customers. You don't want to, go out and have a beer with your customers because that can get complicated. But if you could, you would, right? And if it's that type of person, then you're on the right track. That if they're paying you and you also like them as a person, or you like them as a family, or you like them as a group of people, then you're going to have greater success, and it's going to be way more fun to go to work every day. All right, so take your time. This really is important. And again, if you've listened to me talk about this before, and you're going, God, again, he's talking about that perfect customer, that avatar. I didn't say avatar, right? I normally say avatar. I just left it out just because I wanted to see if I can go through the whole thing without saying avatar, and I didn't because it got to the end here and I spit it out. But I thought it was funny that normally I will talk about the avatar because that's what they call it. Your avatar is also known as your perfect customer. So get to work, do it. And have it and save it. And it may change. If you don't have a perfect customer and later on you get one, you can change to that perfect customer. It is a living, breathing thing that you can change and alter based on what it is you're doing. And you may have a perfect customer for one part of your business, but not for another part of your business. And before I sign off, I was just getting ready to sign off, and I just recalled this fact that your perfect customer may only be a perfect customer in that first phase of whatever it is they're seeing you for. So in the case of a pet dog that has behavioral problems, right? If you solve that behavioral problem, now are they your perfect customer? No, not for at least your basic class, right? Not for your basic thing, but they may be the perfect customer for the next thing. Yeah, the intermediate or advanced class, or your detection dog, or your fun nose work, or whatever it is you're doing. Now they're the perfect customer for that. They're no longer the perfect customer for just entering the funnel of your dog training business. So they're no longer in that space. Now you need to have a perfect customer for intermediate, and it doesn't necessarily mean it's the same person. They could be somebody else. All right, so really take time to do that and really list out your perfect customer for your company, for your products, for your services, and for the phases that they're at in whatever services you offer. All right. Now, for sure, that is it. And I will see you at the next podcast. All right. Take care. And I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Falco Canine Dog Talk, the show that helps you and your dog create a relationship of love and respect. If you like what you just heard, we hope you'll pass along our web address at www.falcocanineacademy.com and like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Falco Canine Academy. Follow us on twitter.com/Falco Canine Academy and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Falco143. And remember, if you've got questions for Andy, call the Canine line at 714-798-9961. That's 714-798-9961. This is a production of Falco Enterprises Incorporated. All rights reserved.